Assalamu alaikum students. Add these two fractions together, 1/2 and 2/5. And if you don't know the addition of these fractions, pause the video right here and watch this video first. When we have fractions with different denominators like these, we first find equivalent fractions of both fractions that do have the same denominators. And for that, we multiplied the numerator and denominator of 1/2 by 5, which is the denominator of the second fraction. This gives 1/2 is equal to 5/10. And we multiply the numerator and denominator of 2/5 by 2, which is the denominator of the first fraction. This gives 2/5 equals 4/10. So 1/2 plus 2/5 is the same thing as 5/10 plus 4/10. Now these two fractions have the same denominator, keeping the denominator as the sum and adding numerator to get the final answer 9/10. So 1/2 plus 2/5 equals 9/10. In short, we simply multiplied the denominators to rewrite both the fractions with the product as the denominator, which is 10 in this case. Now we had to multiply the denominator of the first fraction by 5 to get 10. So we multiplied the same number with the numerator, and 5 times 1 equals 5. Then we multiplied 2 with the denominator of the second fraction to get 10. So we multiplied the same number with the numerator, and 2 times 2 equals 4. So 1/2 plus 2/5 is the same thing as 5/10 plus 4/10. Here the denominators are the same. We added the numerator to get the final answer 9/10. We can use the same method when we add more than two fractions, like these. First we multiply the denominators. 2 times 5 times 10 equals 100. That means the denominator of the equivalent fraction should be 100. Now we look for the number which is multiplied by 2 to get 100, and that number is 50. So we multiplied the same number with the numerator. 50 times 1 equals 50. Next we look for the number which is multiplied by 5 to get 100, and that number is 20. So we multiplied the same number with the numerator. 20 times 2 equals 40. Lastly, we look for the number which is multiplied by 10 to get 100, and that number is 10 itself. So we multiplied the same number with the numerator. 10 times 3 equals 30. So 1/2 plus 2/5 plus 3/10 is the same thing as 50 hundredths plus 40 hundredths plus 30 hundredths. Here the denominators are the same, so we added the numerator to get the final answer 120 hundredths. So 1/2 plus 2/5 plus 3/10 equals 120 hundredths. Because we know that we get the common denominator. To get the common denominator, we multiplied the denominators together, because we know that the product of numbers is always a multiple of all the numbers. Like the product of 2, 5 and 10 is 100, and 100 is multiple of 2, 5 and also 10. So we can say that we looked for a common multiple. But Cannot we find any smaller common multiple of 2, 5 and 10? Well, we can, like 50. 50 is also a common multiple of 2, 5 and 10. Similarly, we can also take 20, which is also a common multiple of 2, 5 and 10. We can simply multiply denominators to get a common multiple, but that common multiple cannot necessarily be the smallest one. If we use the smallest common multiple, we will have smaller numbers to deal with. And you better know that how we can find smallest common multiple. Yes, you are right. It is least common multiple, LCM. So instead of multiplying the denominators, let's find the LCM of them. Pause this video and find the LCM of 2, 5 and 10. If you need help, watch this video on LCM. The LCM of 2, 5 and 10 is 20. That means the denominators of the equivalent fractions can also be 20. Now we look for the number which is multiplied by 2 to get 20, and that number is 10. So we multiplied the same number with the numerator. 10 times 1 equals 10. Next, we look for the number which is multiplied by 5 to get 20, and that number is 4. So we multiplied the same number with the numerator. 4 times 2 equals 8. Lastly, we look for the number which is multiplied by 10 to get 20, and that number is simply 2. And so we multiplied the same number with the numerator. 2 times 3 is simply equals 6. So 1/2 plus 2/5 plus 3/10 is same as 10/20, 8/20 and 6/20. Here the denominators are same. We added the numerators to get the final answer, which is 24/20. Now you can compare both the solutions, and you can see that after finding the LCM, we had smaller numbers to deal with, whereas 120 hundredths and 24/20 are equivalent. Dividing the numerator and denominator of 120 hundredths by 20, it gives you 6/50. Similarly, dividing the numerator and denominator of 24/20 by 4 also gives us 6/5. So they both are equivalent fractions. That means both the solutions are giving the same answer. Now in the last of this video, let's visualize whether this solution is the right solution. We take a strip, divide it into 2 equal pieces and shade one of them. So here is 1/2. We take another strip of the same size, divide it in 5 equal pieces and shaded 2 of them. So here is 2/5. And lastly, we take another strip of the same size, divide it in 10 equal pieces and shaded 3 of them. So here we have 3/10. Since the LCM of the denominators was 20, which we have already found, we can also model all of these fractions by taking the strips and dividing each of them in 20 equal pieces, like this. And here you can see that 1/2 plus 2/5 plus 3/10 is same thing as 10/20 plus 8/20 plus 6/20. Now we have pieces of the same size in all of these 3 strips, so we can easily add them. Adding them together gives us a total of 24/20, which was the right answer that we found by solution. So we have visualized that the solution we did was the right solution. And from here you can also visualize that 24/20ths make 1 whole and 4/20ths. So we can also simplify our answer to this: 1 whole 4/20ths. And you are visualizing this: 20/20ths make 1 whole, and we left with 4/20ths in a separate strip. So this is a whole strip that is shaded, and here from this strip we have shaded 4 parts out of 20 total parts. So this is the final solution: 1 whole 4/20ths. So in this solution we have discussed how we can add more than 2 fractions and simplifying that solution by finding the LCM, and we also visualize that this is the right solution. Thank you so much for watching this video.